Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I want to talk about something I found interesting, and that is 5 watches that have been recent releases, so watch models that have recently come out, that were supposed to be a big deal, that were either really hyped by the brands or by the press, that ended up flopping. Now, guys, this doesn't mean they're bad watches. In fact, most of my list here are really good watches. They just didn't do anywhere near as well as people anticipated. And also, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the Rolex Hulk. And also, if you guys want to win a free watch, we're giving away a free vintage Swiss watch and a free Tissot Powermatic 80 with the 80-hour power reserve movement. I just made a video yesterday. I'm going to link, a little link on top here. Go watch it. Link also in the description. Go watch it for your chance to win, to enter and win these 2 awesome watches, courtesy of DelReyWatch.com. You guys still have 29 days left to enter the contest. But let's get right into it. These are in no particular order, but 5 watches that really didn't do anywhere near as well as was anticipated. The first one was the Omega Globemaster. Now, this watch was dubbed the Datejust Killer. Coaxial movement, the new MADAS certification, much more accurate than COSC. A very well-made watch, a redesign of a vintage piece, and when it came out, this was gonna be a huge deal, and it is genuinely a fantastic watch. No one bought it. I mean, not no one. It did sell reasonably well, but definitely not well enough for the hype that was surrounding it. And let's not forget, guys, Omega sells, they make 600,000-700,000 watches a year, and I think in comparison, this was a massive flop. I don't exactly know why, because they had the marketing, the product was good. Maybe the proportions were a little off. The 42 mil, it was a big 42. It just wore a little bigger. I think that may have been an issue, but I can't figure it out. It was priced right. There was hype. It genuinely was and is a fantastic watch, but commercially, definitely not what Omega expected. Next is a brand I love, and a collection that has been redesigned like 4 times in the past 10 years, and they still can't figure it out. That is the IWC Aquatimer. This new one with the double crown system. Boy, I know why this failed. It's ugly as all hell. This replaced the sapphire bezel version, Aquatimer 2000, which at the time people thought was ugly, but now is kind of becoming endearing. And then that replaced the version with the inner rotating bezel, which has now kind of become a classic. But boy, this new Aquatimer is hideoso. I mean, it is large. The double crown, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look symmetrical. It looks like a toy. This is all my opinion, but my guess is really, even though it is a fantastic watch for the money, chock full of features, it just doesn't look right. And I don't think it resonated with watch collectors out there. So yeah, that definitely did not do well. And neither did the redesigned Da Vinci either. I don't know. IWC's been having some pretty bad luck recently. It seems like all their new releases aren't doing very well, but all their classics are still really, really selling. So I guess if you work for IWC, I might even know you because we worked in the same office when I worked at Richemont. Remember, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or actually, it was broke and you just broke it more. I don't even know where I'm going with that. Third on this list is a watch I really love, my partner John really loves, and he loves it so much he actually bought one. It is the Gerard Perrigo Laureato. Man, this was supposed to save the brand. It is kind of a mixture between a Royal Oak and a Nautilus, but it's unique enough to be its own thing, even though people make fun of it. The quality's really there. In-house movement, a third of the price of the other 2. And I just don't know why. I don't know why no one bought one, or very few people bought one compared to what they were expecting. It really is a handsome watch in my opinion, and it is a very well made watch, and it's priced Right. I just think in the case of Gerard Perrigo, the brand has become so irrelevant commercially, at least here in the United States, that it was too little too late to kind of bring them back. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go bankrupt. They are owned by the Kering Group, which also owns, the Gucci Group. So they've got money, but it's still flatline. Brand still does not have a pulse in the United States, and this watch might have done a little bit to help, but not really. Fourth is a watch that from a company I used to work for, and I was actually involved in the launch, and this one did not do well. It is the Piaget Altiplano on a bracelet. Originally, the Altiplano was only on the strap and was doing relatively well, but they saw the success of the Cartier Ballon Bleu and men's gold bracelet watches, so they decided to put the Altiplano on a strap. And what you got was a very elegant thin dress watch on a bracelet that really didn't suit it for a price point that was ridiculous. I mean, like 35 grand. Sure, cheaper than a Rolex President, and, theoretically higher end movements, but a lot less gold involved, and a brand with the position that is nowhere near as strong as Rolex's. What resulted was a whole bunch of watches coming in, me trying to sell them to my wholesale customers. They did well for the first couple months, and then I couldn't give the damn things away. And now when I look at their website, it seems like half the Altiplano bracelet collection has been discontinued. And I probably think that was a good move. I'm not saying they're bad watches. I just think it was a lazy effort. And in a weakening kind of watch market at the time, you try and go down market like they did with the Piaget Polo S to get more customers. You don't go up market and slap a $12,000, $13,000 bracelet option on a watch. It's just, I don't know. I never thought that was going to do well, and unfortunately it didn't. However, much love for Piaget. I think they make a fantastic watch. And now lastly is one that I'm going to get a lot of flack for, I think, but it speaks for itself. It is what it is. It was not as successful as people thought. That is the new redesigned Rolex Air King. Air King used to be 34 millimeters, way too small for modern times. They made the case bigger. They added some green to the dial. And when it came out in the beginning, it was funky and people kind of liked it. And, it was selling for above retail for like a month. But now it's like the one sports model you can still get rather easily. Sure, does it sell better than the 34 millimeter Air King? Yes, it does. But those didn't sell well anyway. So as far as a Rolex sports model, I think this is by far the worst performing seller out there. A lot of people think it's absolutely hideous. I don't think it's hideous. I think it's funky. I think they had some leftover Explorer dials and just kind of went to town with the green and added some extra numbers. And if you own one, it genuinely is a good watch. But is it desirable? Not really. Does it hold value? It's still a Rolex, but compared to other Rolexes, not really. Is it hard to find? Not really. And did it sell well? Not really. So, Rolex very rarely flops, and I'm sure they sold 82 times more Rolex Air Kings than they did Piaget Altiplanos on a bracelet. But, using the measuring stick for Rolex, I really don't think they did well. Anyway, guys, those are 5 watches that I think were particularly unsuccessful new releases. They may have, quote-unquote, flopped. I'd love to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.